Hello, I'm Peter Bergman. This is my official YouTube channel. I'll be updating you with the latest news, so please subscribe to my channel.
Welcome back to the channel, night owls and drama addicts. It is a wild Wednesday, and honestly, we are barely holding it together after today's bombshells. Grab your strongest coffee because we are diving straight into the absolute madness that just dropped on us. Okay, I literally cannot believe this. Can we please process this mess together? Might delete this later, but I seriously can't stay silent about this anymore. It is literally 3 a.m. My eyes are burning. I am running on zero sleep, and this grueling decade-long journey has finally pushed me over the edge. I just hit record because I am having an existential crisis in real time. Please tell me I'm not the only one losing my mind over this. I am ditching the script. I am breaking all the filters. Look, there are legends carrying this entire journey on their shoulders, while others are single-handedly testing my sanity, and I am going to call every single one of them out right now. Unbelievable, guys. What's going on here? Listen, we need to talk about the absolute lore-shattering climax that just went down in Genoa City. Basically, Jack Abbott, yes, the Times Jack Abbott just walked right into the sacred halls of Newman Enterprises and literally tossed Victor Newman out of the CEO chair. I repeat, Jack kicked Victor out of his own company. Suddenly, the entire foundation of the show is crumbling before my sleep-deprived eyes. Honestly, this is a total game changer. It's the ultimate major flex. My brain cannot even process the sheer magnitude of this absolute narrative betrayal. Basically, Jack just pulled off the boardroom heist of the century, and Victor is spiraling into a dimension of pure, unadulterated, catastrophic madness. Honestly, I am shaking just thinking about it. Wait, why are we like this? Why do we let this show inflict this level of psychic damage on us? Look, we have all had our low-key obsessions with Victor's absolute iron-fisted rule over Newman Enterprises. The man times is times the company. For decades, he has sat in that oversized leather chair, steepling his fingers, barking his demands at anyone who dared to breathe in his general direction. Basically, Victor's entire identity is wrapped up in being the untouchable god of Genoa City commerce. Honestly, he thought he was completely invincible. He thought his fortress was impenetrable, but suddenly, out of nowhere, the walls just caved in. And the fact that it was Jack, his eternal rival, the man he has tormented, manipulated, and humiliated time and time again, who delivered the fatal blow. I am screaming. The irony is so thick you could cut it with a chainsaw. Honestly, I don't know if I should applaud Jack or hide in a bunker because Victor's retaliation is going to scorch the earth. Listen, we have to break down the sheer audacity of Jack's move. Basically, Jack didn't just win a proxy fight, he orchestrated a masterpiece of corporate espionage that left Victor completely blind. Suddenly, Jack is standing at the head of the Newman boardroom table, flashing that signature Abbott smirk, holding the binding legal documents that strip Victor of all his power. It is one of the most insane major flexes in the history of daytime television. Honestly, Jack has been taking losses from Victor for so long that I almost forgot he had this kind of ruthless killer instinct left in him. But no, Jack basically bided his time, found the one microscopic loophole in Newman's corporate charter, and drove a Mack truck straight through it. It's brilliant, it's devious, and honestly, it's exactly the kind of unhinged drama I have been begging for. Okay, let's talk about the exact moment the bomb dropped, because honestly, the cinematic tension was off the charts. Look, Victor was mid-monologue, probably threatening a family member or firing a loyal executive, when the double doors swung open. Suddenly, Jack strolls in like he owns the place, because he literally does now. The look of sheer, unfiltered confusion on Victor's face before it morphed into absolute terrifying rage. Cinema! I was jumping on my bed at 3 a.m. Basically, Victor tried to have security throw Jack out, but Jack just calmly slid the SEC filings across the mahogany table. Honestly, you could visibly see the exact millisecond Victor's soul left his body. The realization that he had been outplayed, outsmarted, and completely humiliated by an Abbott, it broke his brain. Victor just short-circuited in real time. Suddenly, the rage took over. Listen, when I say Victor went crazy, I am not talking about his usual grumbling and scowling. The man completely lost his grip on reality. He was throwing things. He was shouting at the top of his lungs. The veins in his neck were popping. His face was turning a shade of purple that I didn't even know existed in the human color spectrum. Honestly, seeing Victor Newman, the great and powerful puppeteer, reduced to a screaming, helpless mess as security escorted him out of the building, I literally cannot process it. It was a total game changer. Basically, Victor was stripped of his armor, his crown, and his dignity all in one fell swoop. Honestly, I actually felt a tiny, microscopic pang of pity for him. Wait, no, I didn't. Actually, yes, I did. Look, I don't even know what I feel right now. My emotions are entirely compromised. Honestly, this whole thing just takes me back to the Marco Annicelli days, or that time Victor literally replaced Jack with a doppelganger and ruined his life. Remember when Jack was trapped in that terrifying Peruvian prison while fake Jack was just casually running Jabot and ruining his marriage? Basically, Victor has crossed so many moral event horizons that this hostile takeover feels like the universe finally balancing the karmic scales. I mean, if we really look at the history of these two, the sheer amount of trauma Victor has inflicted on the Abbott family is staggering. It's like a generational curse. Whoa, I've really gone off chasing butterflies into another dimension. Bringing the signal back, let's stick to the script. We are talking about the corporate coup, not a 40-year psychological war retrospective. Focus. Brain. Focus. But wait, let's actually think about this for a second. Is this really a victory for Jack? Honestly, part of me is terrified that Jack has just sealed his own doom. Basically, you don't back a wounded tiger into a corner and expect to walk away without a few scratches. Suddenly, I am panicking. What if Victor let this happen? What if this is a massive, incredibly convoluted trap designed to bankrupt Jack and destroy Jabot once and for all? Honestly, Victor is the king of 4D chess. Look, I am contradicting myself left and right here because my sleep-deprived brain is just spiraling through every possible worst-case scenario. Basically, I want to celebrate Jack's major flex, but I am low-key paralyzed by the fear of Victor's inevitable apocalyptic revenge. The anxiety is literally eating me alive right now. Listen, whatever happens next, this moment is going down in the history books. These are the total game changers that keep us hooked for decades, enduring all the filler just to witness a lore-shattering climax like this. Basically, the power dynamic in Genoa City has been permanently altered. Jack Abbott sitting in Victor Newman's chair. It feels illegal. It feels like a glitch in the Matrix. Honestly, the digital native pulse of the entire fandom is flatlining right now. My timeline is a complete disaster zone of memes, screaming fans, and sheer disbelief. We are all just collectively dumping our unedited psychic damage onto the digital hive mind because nobody else understands this specific brand of torture. Basically, this show owns my soul, and I am completely fine with it. Actually, I am not fine at all. I need therapy. I need a nap. I need Victor to burst back through those doors with an army of corporate lawyers. Okay, I seriously need to wrap this up before I completely lose my voice yelling into this microphone. Look, if you are still here listening to my absolute breakdown, you are the real MVPs. Basically, we are all trapped in this chaotic feedback loop of transcendent hype and absolute narrative betrayal, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. Honestly, tomorrow's episode is going to be a bloodbath. Victor is going to be out on the streets of Genoa City plotting a hostile takeover of the entire universe, and Jack is going to be smugly sipping scotch in the Newman CEO office. Suddenly, everything we thought we knew is a lie. Please tell me your thoughts in the comments because I desperately need the only circle that speaks this language to witness my existential collapse. I am hitting upload, I am going to bed, and I am praying I wake up to find out this wasn't all just a fever dream.
Thank you for watching my video. I will be updating regularly with the latest news, so please remember to subscribe to my channel to support me.